Well, hi, everybody. I'm here talking with Dmitry Bodoy, who's a really good friend of mine now and one of our co-workers. Some of you have met Dmitry. He is more than just a pastor. I call him the apostle for Ukraine. Him and his wife have served there for about 30 years, but I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about that, Dmitry. I want to tell them a bit about the story of how things happened last week. First of all, just to give everybody an idea of what's going on, this is a story of multiple networks, all serving and helping in response to the war in Ukraine. Last week, I got a message from a friend in Edmonton who had a contact over in Kharkiv. It was a guy who's not a believer yet, but they needed food and medicine. And so when I heard about it, I said, let me see what I can do. And that's when I called you, Dmitry, just over a week ago. I think it was on a Friday. And right away, you told me, well, we don't need funding to buy the food, but we do have transport going to Kharkiv with supplies. And so you've just come back after being in Ukraine for a week. Can you tell us a little bit about how the week went? And then in particular with this other Dmitry, his name is also Dmitry in Kharkiv.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, last Monday morning, we went to Ukraine, to Lviv, and we took two vans, cargo vans of food and some generators and the thing called EcoFlow. It's like a big power bank.
Yeah.
You charge on the electricity and then it works for like 8 hours for a whole house. So we took 13 of those things also.
Wow.
So we came to Lviv, and me and my wife, we went to Odessa by train, and those two vans, they went to Dnieper. With one went to Dnieper with our team, and another went to Poltava, because the guys from Poltava, they work with Kharkov.
Okay.
They take stuff up there. So. And then from Odessa, we drove to Kiev, and I have some pastoral meetings up there for couple days. And then from Kiev, we went to Khmelnytsky. I have a ministry for 2 days up there on Saturday and Sunday. And we came back to Warsaw just last night.
Okay.
And we took, like I said, two cargo vans with some goods. But yesterday, there's a big semi-truck arrived from Berlin with food, winter clothes, with some shoes and all the necessary things like toothpaste and soap and stuff like that, blankets for a winter.
Okay.
And we expecting another truck from Prague. It's supposed to be there on Friday, but because of the snow issue that we have in Ukraine and in Poland,
right,
it was a little bit delayed. So they packed the truck on Saturday. So it probably left already today. I have to check it on it because the weather, it's quite severe.
Wow.
But this week it will be in Dnieper. So there's two trucks. And we're working with some guys for another two big semi trucks.
Dmitry, let me just interrupt you. Tell me about the contact with this guy Dmitry in Kharkiv and how that happened.
Yeah, when I got this information about him, so I called him and we talked with him about the situation. We found out how many families there in need of food. And when I was in Kiev, there was a pastor from Kharkov that works with our guys distributing food in Kharkov. So I told him about the situation. I gave him an information about the Dmitry. So he called him and they talk with him about how can they help those families, and in the long run, not just once.
Right.
So this family can come like every other week and pick it up some groceries. And if they have some people that not able to travel around, they can take food to their houses.
So
also.
this wasn't just a one, here you go, here's a package and goodbye.
No.
They've established a relationship.
I will check on that tomorrow, see how the things going. So everything is under control, so don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
And those guys from church, and they not only give food, they ministering the gospel to those people and bring them to the church and things like that. So we'll see how the thing's gonna go.
Wow.
So food and gospel.
Food and the gospel, that's right, because we don't want to just feed people physical food.
Yeah.
They need living hope. Just as we wrap this up, Dmitry, can you tell us that as you've traveled around and you're getting information regularly, how can we pray effectively? What are the biggest needs right now? Obviously winter is coming and has already arrived.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the biggest issue right now is electricity in Ukraine, heating, water. Like when we came to Odessa on Monday, when we got to Ukraine, the Ukraine was bombed again.
Right.
By the time we got to Odessa, there was no light, no water, no heating up there in Odessa. So people kind of devastating. It's pretty tough when it's cold, to stay, especially in apartments, because you cannot use wood stove or things like that. So people have generators and things like that. So we've been helping with this stuff. But when we travel in Ukraine at night, I mean, it's just everything is dark, no lights at all. You just driving through the cities and there's no lights. I mean, nothing. Just the headlight. Black.
What are you hearing from the churches?
Well, the churches are working. There's still a bunch of people. And we talked to some pastors and they said, well, some people left because of the war, but they have a bunch of new people coming. There's a lot of people getting saved. So this is a good news about the situation with.
Okay.
But people, especially Christians, they are, I can say very happy, but they are happy,
They have joy, which is different from happiness.
Yeah, they have a joy in their hearts, and they're very optimistic, so the life are still going up there.
Okay. Well, this has been a really brief conversation, but it's been kind of neat because you guys had this operation going. This little prayer meeting up in Edmonton told me about the guy Dmitry that you contacted. The cost of fuel, we were able from Alliance Canada funds and Dobrochinich to help with that. So how we're all working together. This is just a really good example of it. And I know people are praying and are going to continue to pray. So Dmitry, we just want to thank you for what you're doing, and your wife Helena. You guys, we're just praying that God continues to give you strength.
Thank you so much.
Okay.